So a ton of you have been asking me to drop the Project 50 editing tutorial, so here it is. Also, as of yesterday, I dropped a new series on this channel called The Fitness Filmmaker. So make sure you subscribe now because I literally documented the entire process of me getting into the best shape of my life, dropping almost 20 pounds of body fat, all while doubling our business revenue and still making time to create and post content for you guys on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Also, during the series, you'll be able to see the day that I came up with the Project 50 video idea, as well as how I planned and filmed it with Jez, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and begin. Alright guys, so first thing you're gonna do is open up a new Premiere Pro project file, then go up here to File, New, Sequence. Go over here, make sure your settings are set to 1080 by 1920 vertical. And you can name this Project 50, press OK, and now you have a vertical timeline right here. Next thing you're gonna do is upload all your raw footage into your Premiere Pro project file. All you gotta do is just down here, you can double click on any blank area and it'll allow you to import files, or you can just drag and drop them from your computer, from your desktop, wherever they're at. Alright, so now we have all of our raw clips right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag and drop this folder into the timeline, and you'll see that the videos are flipped sideways, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the first video, go here to rotation, type in 270 degrees, and then it flips it over the right way. I'm gonna copy by pressing Command C on the keyboard, and then just pasting it on all the videos. I have the shortcut set to P, but you can just right click, paste, motion, scale attributes. So that's gonna allow me to copy over and paste the settings that I just did. So now check them out. So we got all the files that we need that we filmed right here. The next part of this process is just gonna be to sift out the clips and pick essentially the best ones. Since with this video, I already had the edit in mind while I was filming, I knew there was a certain sequence of clips that I wanted to have. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sift them in that order and lay them out here on the timeline. And since I already did this edit before, you can see this is the leftover of my sifted sequence. So essentially I'm just picking out the best of the best clips. You can see a lot of them are very repetitive, but I just have the best of the best clips lined up so I can go through here now and pick the best ones that I want. So this is all for the intro sequence. Have a bunch of good clips. This is for the second image, second scene. This is just all part of the intro sequence, but you see I do every shot multiple times, and then in the editing room I'm able to pick which one's the best. Same with the brushing teeth scenes. Alright, so I have all my different scenes laid out. Next thing I'm gonna do is piece them together in the order that I want. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so you can see right here I got the first half of the video lined up in the order that I want it lined up. Another piece you guys should be aware of is the sounds that I'm using. So I found this sound on Instagram. Want to make sure I give shout out to this guy named Animorph. He makes his own sounds, a few of his own sounds on Instagram, and he's trended quite a bit. He's blown up on quite a few videos, so a big shout out to him. He does a lot of like lifestyle type content. And yeah man, so I just screen recorded the audio from his page. Of course I gave him credit in the post as well, and he was using the background song was a Trippie Redd song. So I went ahead and got the instrumental, and then you can hear it right here. Alright, so I overlaid his part under this part right here. So this is his screen recording, and then right here is the actual Trippie Redd song.
You'll get there eventually, but once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Yeah, so his video ended right here. Obviously I wanted it to go longer, so I got the part of the beat to line up, and then I added some of these right here, constant gain effects. The way you would do that is you go to effects right here, audio transitions, crossfade, and then you got it right here, constant gain. So you would just add it over right there where it was, and then add it to the length that you want, and this just allows the music to fade in nice and smooth. Then right here, like I showed you guys, I got my clips overlaid now, and I cut them to the beat to make sure that they sync properly with the clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that.
You'll get there eventually, but once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Cool, so I got the clips kind of lined up right there. Another thing that you'll see I did right here, so on this clip right here, guys, you'll see I have a few things. I've added some warp stabilizer to stabilize the clip. This is what it looks like without warp. Not too bad, but just a little shaky, right, with warp stabilizer. A lot smoother. And then I added right here the transform effect. Alright guys, so let me show you without the transform effect what this looks like. So it still fades seamlessly, but you see it's a hard cut, right? We have a hard cut. With the transform effect, see that? It kind of warps into it. It's like that warp effect. Check that out. So all I did is I added the transform effect. I unclicked the user comp, so make sure your settings look like mine. Shutter angle up to 360. I think it normally is at 0, so bring it up to 360. And then all you want to do is do a digital zoom using your scale and position keyframes. If you've used Premiere Pro, I'm sure you used these before as well. You insert the keyframe right there, and only 1 or 2 frames, I should say 2 or 3 frames later, you want to add a zoom in. So you zoom in. As you can see, I go from 0 to, I believe, like 150 or 200, and that allows you to get that nice zoom in warp effect. I did the same thing here, guys. I just zoomed into the wall and then zoomed out of this wall. Now we have that effect right there. Alright guys, moving on to the next. So now we're gonna go ahead and go through the hologram effect. So I want to start out by saying that my very talented lead editor in our company, Culture Media, his name is Denver. He was actually the one who helped me out with this hologram effect. He did all of this in After Effects. I want to give him a huge shout out. He is an absolute beast and was able to execute perfectly on the vision that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the screen recording that he sent me and explain everything that he did throughout the process. But again, big shout out to Denver. Let me know in the comments, man, how fire Denver is, because he is the one who created this hologram effect. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add color correction to enhance the blues, which is going to allow us to have more of that futuristic look. So the actual Project 50 hologram that comes up, it's just a plain image that was photoshopped. Then we added it to the timeline, and then we masked it up when my hand was moving up. So just follow the movement of my hand, masking it up and down. So now we're gonna go ahead and add the glow effect, which, as you guys can see, makes a huge difference, allowing it to look more hologram, futuristic. Then we added Gaussian blur and optics compression, which is going to allow it to blend in a little bit better and also help curve and kind of distort the image, create that nice curve effect. And then also adding noise to make sure that it helps blend in. And lastly, Venetian blinds, which is going to kind of create those lines that you see on TV to give it that realistic digital look. Then insert a blue solid and make sure that you add tint to it, otherwise it's going to look warm. So adding blue tint to it is going to create that nice blue glowing effect. Then down here for the phone part, again, it's just a blue solid, and we are masking it to allow it to come up and come down. And of course, adding blue tint to that area as well to allow it to blend in with the other clips. And of course, adding noise as well to help it blend with the video. Alright, so this next scene right here, guys, the actual hologram swiping, this is a pre-exported clip. So you can see right here, we tried to make the movement of it in the same speed of my hand. Then we added the same effects again as before. And now we want to go ahead and mask my hand out. We're going to do that using the rotoscope tool. And then After Effects automatically will detect what you're drawing. Then press play and check it out. It's gonna automatically track it for you. And it's gonna do a pretty decent job. And then down here, we're gonna use the same effect using the projector beam, masking it to make it look like it's coming from in front of me. Again, guys, another mask using the blue solid. It's a whole blue solid screen, so we're just masking it out. And then adding fractal noise for texture. And radial blur for the actual rays to help the light spread out. And of course, adding tint to make sure that we get that nice blue effect, that nice blue color. And then lastly, adding noise. Guys, always add noise for this type of effect. It's gonna help it blend. Again, guys, same effect for this one. We're gonna go ahead and mask around the phone, add the projector beam effect. Same exact as before, mask around the phone. Then the radial blur is gonna create that sun rays effect, spread the lighting. This is what it looks like without the effect. You see, radial blur allows it to spread out and look super cool. And then we overlaid it with the actual clips from the Project 50 to make it look like the phone was on. So you can see that right there, flipping it in perspective. And then set it to blend mode screen. And then you add the glow effect, and this is the final product, guys. So once you export your clips from After Effects, you can go ahead and upload it here to Premiere Pro. And for right now, we're just using the first two. So we went ahead and laid it over. Let me know what you guys think.
You'll get there eventually. But once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
So the next part of the vision was to have it zoom in into the actual clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and overlay the next 25 through 50 days. All right, guys, so I got the clips here now laid over. This is what it's looking like. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and try to make this clip fade better into this clip. Okay, and we're gonna do that by adding the transform effect. And we're gonna add it to this clip right here and zoom in here using the transform effect. We're also gonna add a film dissolve effect to allow it to all blend in a little bit better. All right, guys, so using the transform effect, you can see again the settings. Make sure this is checked off, and then 360. We're using keyframes right here, and we're zooming in to this clip down here. All right, guys, and then we also have it fading out as it zooms in, so it's pretty seamless. Now, the only thing missing here is going to be the actual numbers. So we're going to use the text effect, and we're going to type in day. Make sure you use the same font, and then of course duplicate it over the next few days. And for this one, I wanted it to blend in, right? So I made it a little bit bigger. And the rest, you see they're smaller. I just think the smaller text looks a little better. I wanted it to all blend in nice. Alright, guys, so I just finished overlaying the rest of the clips that we edited in After Effects. Again, big shout out to you, Denver, for crushing that. And we just cut it up in a way that would keep the video engaging. So this is what we have. We got a swipe, another swipe from a different angle. We got a close-up of the face. All I did was just zoom in to this clip. Zoomed in nice and tight. And then we got the clip of the hologram disappearing and my hand picking it up. So that was most of it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you the final touches, but this is what we have so far.
You'll get there eventually. But once you get there, Promise me you won't stop.
Cool, so not bad, right? But there's a few things now that we're gonna add that's really gonna transform the video. We are, I would say, 80% done right now. I mean, we did the big hard load of the work. Now this extra 20% that we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit quicker, and it's gonna add a huge difference though, guys. This next 20% that we do is gonna create an 80% difference in the video. And the three main things that we're gonna do is we're gonna add some color, we're gonna add some graphics, and we're gonna add some sound effects. Colors, overlays, graphics, and sound effects are gonna make a huge difference after you're done editing your video. You go through the majority of it. Great, good job, proud of you. Go ahead and finish up the rest. I promise it's gonna make a big difference. Alright guys, so I use story blocks when it comes to the graphics and overlays. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I did that. I typed in here social media messages, and then this is what came up right here. We got the Instagram notification, the Facebook notification, YouTube, WhatsApp, all that good stuff. So I went ahead and downloaded that pack right here. So I went ahead and added the social media messages right here.
But once you get there, promise me.
And you can see the way that I piled them up. So it's just the same message over and over, but obviously typing in something different each time. And these were actual, real notifications, real messages. And then also the text message one right here, you can see. So I created that.
But once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Just had them fade out. And then this other one right here, reminders, Project 50 recap, so I added that. Then the next thing I did, guys, was add a color correct layer. So what I did is I went down here to new item, adjustment layer, drag and drop it here, overlay it over all these clips. I'm gonna go ahead and add an orange and teal LUT. So I go up here, creative, look, browse, find one for my download. So the one I'm using is called teal and orange. Upload it there. I'm gonna bring the intensity down to about 50, and I'm gonna adjust a few things like bring the highlights down, contrast up a little bit. I like to do a little bit of vignette, feather, right? So do a few different, I usually do an S-curve as well. A few different things to help the image pop out. And then we get something like this, so
you'll get there eventually. But once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Big difference, guys. Check it out. Before, after, before, after.
You'll get there eventually.
Or
But once you
guys see that? Before, after, before, after, before, after. So color correct makes a huge difference, guys. Definitely take your time with it. And not only did I, color correct using a clip, but I also individually tweaked each image, lowering the highlights, raising the shadows to make sure that they were all balanced. I can make another video going deeper into color correct, but just wanted to share that with you guys using a LUT, some sort of look. Orange and teal is one of my favorites, but of course having to individually correct each clip is part of the process. Alright guys, so that's about it. The last part that is huge again, guys, for helping this video come to life is going to be the sound effects. I'm going to go ahead and play it without any sound effects.
You'll get there eventually. But once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and add all these sound effects that I have in the video. Alright guys, so again, I'll probably make another video later going much deeper into how I create sound effects, but I'm going to give you the quick breakdown. Essentially, I find all my sound effects online. Sometimes I do create them if I need to, but you can just buy like whoosh packs and different websites. You know, sometimes from YouTube I'll get sound effects. There's free sound effects on there, so you can screen record them on your phone using your screen recording app. You can download them from YouTube, whatever's easier for you. Most of the sound effects we have, though, we've gotten from Artlist. They have sound packs sometimes that they'll give away for free, so that is where we get all of our music and get some sound effects from there as well. But essentially there's three main things that I do. Whoosh sound effects, so for all the movement, any type of movement in the shots, I want to include some sort of whoosh sound effect. And then we want to include every single thing that we see happening. So like if I'm eating a bowl of cereal, I want to include the spoon going into the bowl, like those little sounds. And what I do is I mute the video and I watch it and I try to figure out where I would want to hear certain sounds, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video with no music, just sound effects. Alright guys, so yeah, you just saw that right there. Again, you got to get really creative with it. I already knew in my mind that I wanted to have like the alarm go off as the intro shot, so of course we included that there, the iPhone alarm. We have a nice whoosh effect because we're pushing in with the camera, right? Then we have the buzzing of the phone, the notification sound, whoosh going down into brushing my teeth, right? The spoon, the cereal, crunching, all these noises, guys, are added in post effect. Like, this isn't me actually chewing, that isn't the real sound of my spoon. I got all those online, and so can you. That right there, I know that one was from a pack we got, I think from Jake Seha, where it's like a little laser effect, so that's what we used here. This is like the sound effect of books flipping pages. So this is I'm flipping through a screen. I don't know, that's just like the mental image that my mind came up with. Again, it doesn't always have to make sense, but trying to add a sound effect for every visual is very important. So yeah guys, that's it. Now we're gonna go ahead and play it with the music.
You'll get there eventually, but once you get there, promise me you won't stop.
Cool guys, and that was the video. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you my export settings. I always go ahead and I click up here on sequence, render into out point. So the way you do that is right here, you mark out right where your video ends. Of course you can mark in anywhere, but essentially whatever this is highlighted, that's what's gonna export or render. So we just want to have it highlighted on our video because we don't want to export all this extra stuff we have over here, our sift, all that, right? So we'll go ahead and file, render into out. That's going to render. What that's doing is essentially it went from red to all green, so now it's going to play super smooth.
You'll get there eventually.
Right, everything is nice and rendered. Of course, I save pretty much every 5 seconds to make sure that I have backups. And then export, file, export, media. Then right here, I go to format, H.264. Not Blu-ray, not 2.65, H.264. Go down here to YouTube, 1080p Full HD. Then I click on Match Source. Go down here to Render at Maximum Depth. Use Maximum Render Quality, and then use Previews. That allows it to use the render that you just did, so it's going to make the export a little faster. Then I just go ahead and press Export, guys. It's going to export to my desktop. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new today. And if you did, please hit the like button to this video. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. We got weekly episodes dropping every single week, twice a week sometimes, for the fitness filmmaker, watching me get into the best shape of my life for this summer. So, I appreciate all you guys following along the journey. Hopefully I'm able to inspire a few of you to take your health journey more seriously. Get into shape, man. Start making videos for yourself. If you're already a fitness creator out there, learn how to make sick videos for yourself. Learn how to edit content like this. And yeah, man, that's the goal, that's the vision. So again, please like this video, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in episode 2 of The Fitness Filmmaker.